Hi, everyone. We have a summit project presentation called Transitions into New Space. Presenting for you today is Dan Hill. Dan, please go ahead.
Sure. Thank you, Matt. So our summit project is named Transitions into New Space, and our team is really too many people to list off because it essentially involves just about everybody at Adirondack Health. In a nutshell, in 2019 and a little bit beyond 2019, we moved into almost 70,000 square feet of new space, which encompassed about 13 moves. Our two biggest moves, one was into our new operating room space and some of the other spaces that support that work, such as ASU, and then, of course, the medical fitness facility in Lake Placid. So our objectives essentially were to bring Adirondack Health and its facilities to the next level, or to a new level of efficiency and safety and that type of thing. And so the transitions into new space is much more about how Adirondack Health became better as just one big, massive process improvement project. It's a lot more than just moving into 13 individual smaller moves and that type of thing. So as we put this storyboard together, we wanted to make sure that we were paying attention to the 6 domains of quality. So those 6 domains are safe, timely, efficient, effective, equitable, and person-centered. And so to make sure that we're addressing all of that in terms of safe, we improved our infection control with streamlining our central sterile processes. So along with our move into the operating room, we have a new central sterile processing space that has its own elevator that's meant to just bring equipment to and from the operating room, rather than the way we used to do it, which is just kind of bring it up in an elevator that our patients and public would go into and walking it down the hallway there. So we're much safer. We have a much better infection control approach when it comes to the ORs after the project in Saranac Lake. Timely, in terms of a domain of quality address, well, we've got more capacity in the operating room, which allows us more throughput for patient care, and we're able to have more surgeons operating on a particular day. And hopefully what that means for our patients in the community is that they're not necessarily waiting too long for timely care there. Efficient, we approached this whole build in Saranac Lake with an eye on making sure that we're streamlining all of our processes, redesigning patient flow with PACU, ASU, and the ORs, and that's working out nicely. Effective, so our medical fitness program uses an evidence-based approach to fitness. It's not just you're not working out, but you get a prescription for fitness, essentially. So that's effective care that dovetails nicely with what we have in primary care. Equitable, we're improving access to care for all, which is kind of one of our guiding principles behind these projects that have us in bigger, nicer, newer space, and we want to make sure that it's open to everyone, and it is. And finally, patient-centered, better care for our patients, and I think that we have absolutely accomplished that with our new facilities. I look at our new Lake Placid Health Center in particular, moving out of the facility in Church Street into a beautiful new facility there on Old Military in Lake Placid, right across the street from the Olympic Training Center. The main tool that we used for all of these projects, with all of these teams working together, is a PDCA, which stands for Plan, Do, Check, Act. And it's essentially, we had an action plan for each one of these projects that included every person who had ownership in the project. and sometimes that included vendors and even some people from the Department of Health who had to approve of our spaces. And without those tools, with multiple moves happening at once, I don't know how we would have been able to do it otherwise. You know, I think of the dental clinic move coinciding with our move into a new space, which is now home to our Women's Health Center, and our pharmacy project, which was happening at the same time, where we had to, because of new federal guidelines, have new ventilation in our pharmacy. We had so many projects that were happening at the same time in the summer of 2019, and so without those action plans, without that PDCA, this would have been very confusing for a lot of people. So it was wonderful to go through so many moves with so many different moving parts and so many teammates going through this. And at the end of the year, at the end of 2019, when we finally moved into ASU and it was all done, it was a great feeling of satisfaction by so many people who participated in this. And at the end of all that, what were our takeaways? What did we learn? The first thing on my list is to over-communicate. You can't assume that people know things, and so when in doubt, over-communicate. You don't want to leave anybody out of the loop. You want to be inclusive of all of your subject matter experts. Don't leave any stone unturned. Over-ask and listen. So over-communicate and listen. You need to be tolerant of everybody else, especially when you have so much happening at once. You got to be patient and be creative, because sometimes the solution to your problem is not the first thought that comes to mind. And great ideas come from every single person on the team. So you got to listen, get creative, and help. Help, no matter how frustrated you get. Be patient, and don't lose sight of your goal. So our goal was to, again, bring Adirondack Health to the next level with beautiful new facilities, and we did just that in 2019. And since then, we're just focusing on getting back to great patient care.
All right. Thanks, Dan. This has been Transitions into New Space. And Dan, what's the best way to get a hold of you if anyone has any questions about this project?
Sure. My email is dhill@adirondackhealth.org, or if you want to give me a call, it's 897-2805.
All right. Great job, Dan. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.